Today, we're going to be talking about the intermediate rank Jujitsu defense. At White Yellow and Orange, we talked about what happens when we fall to the ground. Now we're going to talk about the next step if they were able to get you into mount. This is the most common position to end up in a self-defense scenario. If you do the wrong thing, you can end up in really big trouble. Now, each one of these defenses are all unique, but they have a couple things in common. I'm going to go through the common things first, how to do basic trap and rolls, but then I will show you the unique parts to each defense. Now, before we get started, let me talk about mount and what it is. Mount is when their knees are by your hips or past your legs and they are on top. This is a bad position to be in because they have full control of their upper body and below their hips, and they have the ability to punch you. Now, to get started, when you're in mount, the first thing you always want to try is to try to buck and get them off of a stable position. But you'll notice in all the self-defenses, this will come up after your unique thing. I'm going to turn to the side so you can really see. I clearly plant both feet on the ground. From here, I'm going to push my feet into the ground, which is going to cause my hips to go up. Don't just try to move your hips up because that doesn't do it. Push your feet up. From there, you're going to need to trap an arm. It can be either arm, and each trap is unique. You want to make sure that they can't post their hand out. Once you've got your hips up and their arm is trapped, you now need to rotate. Remember, you're not using your power. Using gravity to help you. So how I'm going to use gravity is I'm going to turn them over. To do this, I'm going to take my hand, put it on the side, and I'm going to rotate their body by rotating my hips and shoulder. I'm not pushing, I'm rotating. Once I rotate my hips and body, you'll notice that this hand is almost like dunking a basketball at a diagonal over my shoulder. Once I'm able to touch the ground, or this knee touches the ground, I'm going to do one final kick where I use this leg to fully rotate my body on top of them. Hip up, dunk the basketball, my knee touches, I kick. Notice how I ended up on my knees and not on my belly. If you end up on your belly, you do not do that full kick. One more time at speed. Now we'll go through the unique concept for each mount defense. Every single one is at a different self-defense scenario. First, let's talk about rotation A. Rotation A will be the neck hug defense. Ms. Kristen. She is on top, and instead of punching or kicking me, she's intending to hold me there. To do this, she's going to take the back of her hand and put it around my neck. Now this is a gift, because if she's using this hand to lock my neck down, she's not using it to punch me. So with all gifts, I want to make sure I can still have it, so I'm going to take my hand, curl my fingers in with my thumb, and trap it to my ribs as tight as I can. Now that I got this hand trapped and she can't use the post, I'm going to trap her foot. Now, to trap a foot, it's always the same way. Make a foot sandwich. Your feet is the bread. Your foot, their foot, your foot. Bring it in as tight as you possibly can. Make a side kick foot position here. From here, we're going to do the steps we learned earlier. Hips up, rotate body until the knee touches, and I kick. One more time, full speed. I Next self-defense is arguably the most scary. It will be the choke defense. Now I'm going to give a suggestion to the people not doing it, but the partners choking today. They will execute this role, whether you want them to or not. Meaning if you're in a bad position, they're not getting hurt, but you will. With Miss Kristen on top, she's a mount, and she has her hands around my neck. From here, she's still giving me a gift. I'm going to trap the tricep here, the back of the arm, with the same side I want to roll. So if I want to go that way, this hand traps the tricep. This hand is going to go under the other hand and grab the wrist like I'm drinking from a cup. So again, here, I trap. From here, she can no longer pull her hand away, try to lift it up. It's trapped here, so I can roll this way. As the partner, I roll no matter what. It's up to her whether she wants to get hurt or not. She's gonna lower her body so that doesn't happen. From here, everything's the same. Trap the foot, hip up, and rotate my body. Full speed. Notice on this one, I did not use my arm to rotate, but I still rotate. I'm here. I grab, I trap the foot. Side kick foot position, hip up, turn the body, kick. Now time for the last one. This is the little brother defense, or the older brother, depending. They are gonna pin your wrists to the ground. Now, the problem with this is a lot of times we feel like we're in a really bad spot because we can't use our wrists. But in reality, if their wrists are being grabbed, they don't have their hands on the ground to base themselves, and they're also not punching you. So that's why I call it the older brother, because the intent is not to hurt, it's to maintain and have power. I mention that because there's a way some people may try to cheat this, which instead of leaning on the wrist, they're gonna sit on their heels. They do this, the defense can still work, but understand that in a real life scenario, if they're doing this, it's to show they have power and they're gonna put all their weight on your wrists. From here, I'm gonna buck my hips and roll my hands behind my back. This has to be at the exact same time. If I try to do one, then the other, it won't work. Same time, she will go forward. At this point, she cannot stop me. So it's up to her if she wants to protect herself by posting her hands. One, grab. From here, I now need to climb. A lot of times they may try to get up and push you down, but as long as you're pushing your feet into the ground, they can't stand up. Once I get up, I'm going to trap the arm. I'm going to put my hand by my ear as if I was listening to my arm or I had a question, and I'm going to grab her tricep, the back of her arm. From here, I trap the foot, and everything's the same. Hip up, side kick foot position. Rotate. Now, before she gets on top again and we do a full speed, I want to show that hip bucking motion. And here, and I throw. It's not up then throw, or throw then up. Both of those things will not work. Now, full speed. Buck, throw, grab. Drop, trap, up, rotate, kick. Thank you. That is rotation A, B, and C of Jiu-Jitsu curriculum. A being the neck hook, B being the choke, and C being the wrist pin. Study and practice, and make sure you have a good partner at home. If you use a brother or sister, they may not know all the safe things to make sure that they can protect you and him or them.